Already rolling. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Hi guys, it's Astrid again. My friend Jonas is trolling in the background, and my boyfriend is singing his music in our room, and you're just gonna hear some background noise. But I wanted to show you my repotting of this little Cattleya. And this Cattleya was the no ID. It looks a lot like the one Danny has, and for me it smells like sunscreen apparently. So yeah, let's get to repotting. You can see this has kind of shriveled up, and I'm under the impression that Cattleyas, once they're done with their old pseudobulbs, they're just like old roots and then they just kill all their old roots off or something. I don't know. I'm still getting to know this genus, so we'll figure that out. But anyway, I've already pulled this out of the pot when I decided to make a video, so now I'm just going to pull this out of the pot. If you ever have trouble, always just squeeze the sides of the pot like this and lift the plant out. It might be helpful if this plant is wet, so I think I'm going to go dunk it real quick. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to edit this. Thanks a lot, Jonas.
Leave it in. Leave it in.
I am going to start picking the sphagnum moss off, and in case you're worried, down here is a bucket. I'm not just throwing this on my carpet like I used to. Don't judge.
Is that my dries only
Don't
bucket?
judge. Shut up, Jonas. Jonas is adding flair to the video today. Look at this. It's just the sphagnum moss is like just peeling off the outside. It's hilarious junk. I love it. I love it. This is what happens when nurseries just pot seedlings into slightly bigger pots without taking out the old media. And we can see here that this media is kind of broken down. The bark is mushy. It comes apart really easily. This means it's definitely time for a change. So here's how you know it's a good time to repot. You're just starting to get little root tips. If the roots are already long, these fresh new roots, you have a higher risk of snapping them, so you don't want to repot once those roots are long. But also, apparently this old root in the middle here is also growing a lot of new root tips, which is nice. It means this Cattleya is going to have some support system when I repot it, which is great. Look at that. Look at that. Jonas is saying inappropriate things. I'm editing so much. So here's how we tell a healthy root from an unhealthy root. Look at this. This healthy root, it doesn't mush down when we squeeze it. It's nice firm. And old roots will be mushy and papery, like we always say in repotting videos. And you see that? This just came off. The velamen is just coming right off the roots like this. They're very papery. You see, watch. Oh, is this one better? No, it's not. But anyway, I'm just going to go about like kind of squeezing all these roots and pulling on the velamen to see if it just slides right off. And if it does, I'm just going to go ahead and cut that root off, because we don't need that in our lives. We don't need mushy nonsense, do we? No. Cut it out. Did you see that? Did you see this whole thing just came off? Cattleyas are ridiculous. Look at this. Look at this. You can see right here we have a little new root nubbin coming in, so I'm not going to cut that whole root off. Just most of it. The nice thing about cutting roots off is that when you do it, you can see how many actual healthy roots you have left, and then you can feel better about your life, or at least your plant's life. I don't know about your life. It's true.
Way to be positive.
Look at this. This whole thing at the base is just bad, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut all this off. Bye. Bye, hater. Bye, Felicia. So guys, this might be the reason Danny said to more skilled Cattleya growers to just cut all your old roots off from the older bulbs, because all these old roots are basically pretty much dead. Anyone's, like the new bulb is having some living roots, but like Danny told us in her Cattleya video, all the 3 oldest bulbs are probably going to have no roots, and I'm starting to believe that. Though you test it yourself at home, kids, before you take my word for it. That's what LeVar... Yes, that's what LeVar Burton would tell us. Okay guys, here's our cleaned up Cattleya. Could pull off some of these old sheathy leafy things, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't have mites or anything I worry about in my collection, but it does make it look prettier when you take these off. But I wanted to show you, now that I've cleaned up the dead roots on this plant, which would definitely explain why the leaves are looking like this, so dehydrated, and why the bulbs are so tired, all the roots just died, we can see we do have some healthy roots. We have this guy, which is firm down to here, but had to be snipped off right there. And then we have new little root nubbins coming in. We got 1, 2, 3, we got 4, 5 of those. And this root is putting out a bunch of new root nubbins, and this root is putting out a little nubbin. And additionally, since we cleaned up the plant, we can see now that there is a new growth coming right here. This eye has just started to put out a little tiny growth. So we have a clean plant and we know what to do. I'm gonna go rinse this off, and then we're gonna poke some holes in a pot and pot it up, stake it up, and we're done. All right, we got our plant clean. Set this aside. Now we can poke some holes in our pot. Yay! But not our marijuana, because that's only legal in my state, not yours.
And Colorado.
In Colorado and Washington, but mostly me.
In Washington, D.C.
Now be quiet. Okay guys, now that we've got our pot and our plant, we're all ready to finish up this potting job. I'm going to use these leca or clay pellets that I got from IKEA, because I have some left for now. And I'm going to first put a layer over the bottom up to the reservoir. You would not believe how many of my friends have asked me if these are Cocoa Puff cereal, and I'm like, no, it's not.
They're not?
They're not!
Then what have I been eating every morning?
You must have very strong teeth. Now, before we pot this, we want to look at where's the old growth. The old growth tends to be the older bulbs, the smaller bulbs rather, and the roots that have died off of these. Now the newer growth tends to be the growth that has new roots coming out, new growth coming out, and you can look on this plant, it's kind of linear from back to front going this way. So what we're going to do, we're going to hold this kind of on the side and put it facing so that the new growth can come out this way and fill out the pot. Now we gotta shake it and stake it. Now you have to be careful when you water these in semi-hydroponic, I've noticed, because sometimes all the beads float up and then it disrupts the whole layout of everything in your pot, and everything gets really disturbed, so just be careful about that. So water it full but slowly. So now, depending on your climate, you might want to add a layer of sphagnum moss over the top of this to encourage root growth. I'm still not sure what's the best thing to do in my climate, so I'm just going to leave it out for now because I don't feel like adding any. That's basically why. But here we go. We have the finished orchid, and I'm just going to go water this and set it on my windowsill. Thanks for watching, you guys, and have a really great day. Happy growing. Bye.